was another rip-roaring season in the UIM-ABP Aquabike Class Pro World Championship that took us to some spectacular locations in 2014. The season kicked off in dazzling Doha, Qatar, before heading over to Milan, Italy, for the Aquabike Sports and Music Festival. After that, round 3 was in Ibiza, Spain, the party capital of the world. And then over to the Far East, where Liuzhou, China, hosted the final round. 2014 had it all. Incredible racing, lots of drama, friendship and camaraderie, winners and losers, and of course, a lot of music, partying and nightlife. Some of the best riders in the world battled it out in a year-long struggle in 4 divisions: men's and women's ski division GP1, freestyle, and the main event, runabout GP1. The big news in ski division was the return of 2-time world champion Jeremy Perret of France. And joining the tour for the first time, world-renowned American ski ace Chris McCluggage, a multiple world and American champion. In ladies ski, Jennifer Menard of France would compete in a first full season against young Estelle Perret and Italian Marta Sorrentino, with the addition of Spaniard Sandra Fernandez. In the freestyle event, defending world champion Rok Floriancic and his brother Nas, the 2012 world champion, would again dominate the field. Also competing in every event this year was Italian veteran Roberto Mariani. And in runabout, 2013 world champion Yusuf Al Abdul Razak of Kuwait would have to defend his title against the likes of 10-time world champion Cyril Lemoine, former world and Karajet champion Teddy Pons, world rankings leader Jeremy Perez, the 2012 world champion Francois Midori, and 2011 world champion Mattia Fracasso, as well as 3 exciting new names to look out for: Qatari sensation Mohamed Al Haydous, Swedish rider Lars Åkerblom, and Polish rider Andrzej Wisniewski. So let's take a look back at how it all unfolded in 2014. Round 1 kicked off in the Middle East with the stunning skyscraper-studded skyline of Doha, Qatar as a backdrop. The big anticipated battle in ski between McCluggage and Jeremy Perret did not disappoint, as McCluggage grabbed the lead early by passing pole sitter Jeremy Perret in lap 1. Behind McCluggage and Perret was a bunch-up with some very talented riders: Thiago Sousa, Nacho Armias, and Ludo Comon, with defending world champion Michael Perret back in 6th. His younger brother Jeremy Perret soon closed the gap on McCluggage, pulling a great inside pass at the tight right-hander at the end of lap 3, and went on to win a tightly fought race, with Thiago Sousa beating Nacho Armias for 3rd place. And Jennifer Menard easing to a win in the ladies ahead of Estelle Perret and Marta Sorrentino. In Heat 2, McCluggage had a great start, storming into the lead. It was a poor start from Jeremy Perret, as Nacho Armias moved on up past him, while Jeremy Perret and Thiago Sousa nearly collided as they entered the circuit. McCluggage led the race until the final lap before coming to a dramatic stop. That was all Jeremy Perret needed to pounce and take the win. In the ladies, Jennifer Menard once again came up the victor ahead of young Estelle Perret and the ever-consistent Italian Marta Sorrentino. So, a clean sweep for Jeremy Perret, who has the perfect start to the season, followed by Thiago Sousa on 36 points, with Ludo Coman third on 26, just 2 points ahead of Alberto Monti. Over 2 freestyle heats, Rok Floriancic produced a flawless display to win ahead of brother Nas Floriancic, with local Qatari Sultan Al Kawari getting a podium in 3rd place. On to one of the crowd favorites, the night slalom, where Hungarian George Kasha and France's Michael Perret took top honors. In the runabout, defending world champ Al Abdulrazak's run of 0 points in Qatar continued as he was black flagged after losing his way on the start lap. It was Mattia Fracasso who took the lead at the end of lap 1, with Al Haidous in second getting the jump on Lemoine, before Lemoine regained second spot in lap 4 and then took the lead in lap 11 from a tiring Fracasso, and he never looked back. In Heat 2, problems at the start for both Al Haidous, who nearly gets hit by Lemoine, and Jeremy Perez, who stops in the middle of the course. Mattia Fracasso once again led the race at the start, while Al Abdulrazak stormed from last place to second in an incredible run. Fracasso was out with a busted engine in lap 3, and then Al Abdulrazak had a tumble, giving 3rd spot to Walid Al-Shasharni. But Heat 2 was all about former world champion Teddy Pons, and despite intense pressure from Lemoine throughout, he got his first Heat win in years, with Walid Al-Shasharni finishing 3rd. Cyril Lemoine gets a nice 45-point start to the year, with Teddy Pons 7 points behind in second, followed by Qataris Walid Al-Shasharni and Mohamed Al Haidous. In between rounds 1 and 2 was the world-famous Caroujet race in the beautiful French Caribbean island of Guadeloupe. Known as the toughest jet ski race in the world, Caroujet 2014 hosted some of the best riders on Earth, including ABP riders Teddy Pons, Chris McCluggage, Alex Barret, Francois Midori, and Hervé Partouche. Pons led the competition until the final day, but at the end of 5 grueling race stages, the overall win went to Hugo Fidlan. The Aquabike World Tour headed to Europe for round 2 in Milan, Italy. The economic powerhouse of Italy, this world city got its first taste of Aquabike on the Idroscala Lake, where the first Aquabike Sports and Music Festival was held, a 4-day celebration of sports and music with great racing and even better partying, featuring world-renowned DJs and bands. On the weekend, we took a tour of Milan with 2-time world freestyle champion Valerio Calderoni, got some fitness tips from Jeremy Perret, and enjoyed the weekend to the full. In ski division, McCluggage needed to make up for that Heat 2 disaster in Qatar if he was going to catch Jeremy Perret. while European champion Thiago Sousa also had his sights on the top spot. McCluggage made another brilliant start to lead Heat 1, but was given close chase by Jeremy Perret. Behind Sousa, Armias passing Monti in lap 3, and then Monti regaining 4th place in lap 8. On that same lap, Jeremy Perret saw his chance and passed McCluggage to produce another stunning win. But there were more celebrations for the Perrets when Jeremy's young sister Estelle produced a stunning performance to win her first ever race ahead of Jennifer Menard and Emma Nelly Ortendahl, with 3-time world champion Julie Boulteau also back racing, ending the race in 4th. In Heat 2, Chris McCluggage was finally able to turn the tables on Jeremy Perret as he produced a brilliant start-to-finish win to get his first UIM-ABP race win and close the gap with Jeremy Perret in the world standings after Perret finished 3rd, beaten to the finish line by runner-up Thiago Sousa. At the end of round 2, Jeremy Perret with 91 points reigned in the ski above Sousa on 72 points and McCluggage on 65 points ahead of Alberto Monti. In the ladies, Menard got her revenge on Estelle Perret, making it 3 wins from 4 heats at the end of round 2. It was then time for some gravity-defying acrobatics. The Rock was once again immaculate, closing out the weekend with a perfect 50 points ahead of his brother Nas, and former world champion Valerio Calderoni finishing 3rd. The night slalom opening party was one of the most anticipated and exciting events of the weekend. There was a bevy of world-renowned DJs, bands, and musicians producing a phenomenal vibe that lasted till the small hours and gave the Milanese a taste of both excellent slalom racing and a fantastic freestyle show. Ribbon runabout saw Cyril Lemoine wanting to build on his win in Qatar, but he had a very informed Teddy Pons and Jeremy Perez to look out for, while Al-Haydous, Wisniewski, Midori, and Ackerblom would also be chomping at his heels. Heat 1 witnessed big drama, where the race leader changed 4 times as early surprise leaders Lorenzo Benaglia and Tamer Al-Darwish both hit trouble, giving Francois Midori the lead. But he lost the lead and the race on the penultimate turn of the final lap after being passed in spectacular fashion by Jeremy Perez. Mohamed Al-Haydous finished 3rd, but only after a race-long tussle with Lars Ackerblom, who pushed too hard and was disqualified after taking out the demarcation boy. In Heat 2, Polish rider Andrzej Wisniewski led the race after an amazing start, with Perez in 2nd, chased by Al-Haydous, and a thundering Ackerblom pushing for the top 3, followed by Tamer Al-Darwish in 5th, and Jordi Tomas Jimenez in 6th. But Wisniewski broke down on lap 4, giving the lead to Jeremy Perez. Pons, who started at the back of the field after being penalized in Heat 1, had a great race, moving up the field, passing Rainer Eidner of Hungary to move into 3rd, and he eventually finished the race runner-up behind Jeremy Perez after Al-Haydous was penalized for jumping the starts. new leader in the runabout with Jeremy Perez on 61 points, 3 points clear of Teddy Pons on 58, with Mohamed Al Haydous in third on 50 points, ahead of Lemoine, who couldn't put points on the board in Milan. Round 3 was held on the beautiful Spanish Mediterranean island of Ibiza, one of the hottest, wildest, most alluring venues on the Aquabike World Tour. Ibiza is a gem with beautiful waters, long beaches, a quaint and historic main town with a castle overlooking the main port, and of course, some of the best nightlife venues in the world. A place that's even more alive at night than during the day, where there is no end to the bars, restaurants, clubs, and people out for a good time. On top of the regular ABP riders was an armada of young Spanish talent, as the world-famous Playa de Bossa Beach was filled with partiers, spectators, fans, and speed addicts. Chris McCluggage was fired up and ready, producing a flourishing display to build a 23-second lead over Jeremy Perez. Nacho Armias was in third most of the race, but a slip-up late in the race cost him third spot as Thiago Sousa moved up ahead of his fellow Iberian. McCluggage closed the race out in commanding form ahead of Jeremy Perez, Sousa third, Armias fourth. In the ladies, there was trouble for Jennifer Menard as Estelle Perez passed her to move up into second position. But the race leader and eventual winner was Spaniard Sandra Fernandez, back after a few years' absence. In Heat 2, McCluggage continued his fine form to close out the weekend with a clean sweep, again beating Jeremy Perez. Armias was untroubled in third all race. Behind him, Stephen Loydis had a strong race in fourth, followed by Alex Barret, who won a tough duel with Nicola Piscaglia. The overall standings in ski, Jeremy Perez 16 points up on Chris McCluggage, who moves up to second, 8 points ahead of Sousa in third, and Monty fourth. Jennifer Menard well in the lead with 120 points among the ladies. Estelle Perez second on 101 points, with Sorrentino third on 95. On to the freestyle, and the Florjancic brothers had another solid 1-2 finish. Rock the winner, Nas the runner-up, with Roberto Mariani finishing third. But Ibiza wasn't just about the racing. On an island that's in party mode 24/7, it was time to let loose and party away till the early hours. Jeremy Perez led the runabout world standings going into Ibiza, but a 3-point lead over Pons was nothing to feel secure about. Perez knew what he had to do, and he stormed out the gate, leading Heat 1 until lap 4 when he was passed by Teddy Pons in a brilliant move, entering the alternate track. Perez was in dogged pursuit of Pons for the remaining 16 laps, but it was to no avail as Pons won the race. Heat 2, Pons led from pole, but Lars Åkerblom of Sweden had a great start, challenging Pons until lap 8 when Jeremy Perez passed the Swede to move into second. Perez tried to catch up with Pons, but Pons was perfect, completing a clean sweep in Ibiza, with Åkerblom finishing the weekend in third behind Perez. Pons shot to the top of the standings, just 7 points ahead of Perez, with a battle for third shaping up between Alhedus, Ackerblom, and Midori. The final round was in Luzhu, a stunning city of nearly 4 million people in the heart of China. Luzhu is a place where modernity and tradition, east and west, meet. A place with lush, verdant nature, beautiful scenery, and also massive skyscrapers and a vibrant city life that all come together in a bustling, dynamic, 24-hour electric frenzy. This is where the World Championship would once again be decided on the waters of the mighty Liu River. Luzhu is one of the favorite destinations on the tour for the riders. We had a stroll in the city with Stephen Loydis and Jennifer Menard, and a tour of the impressive Confucian Temple with Nicola Piscaglia. Ski, McCluggage, who was on a 3-race winning roll, once again had an incredible start and led the race comfortably until he began to tire and make mistakes toward the end. His final mistake cost him dearly, and as he took the penalty buoy, Jeremy Perez snuck in on literally the last turn of the race to snatch a win from McCluggage, with Nacho Armias finishing third and Alberto Monti in fifth, behind Alex Barret, as Monti tried to take advantage of Thiago Sousa's absence in China to go third in the year-end standings. In ladies, Menard won her 5th race of the season ahead of Perret and Fernandez. In Heat 2, Jeremy Perret needed just 4 points to clinch the World Championship, while Menard needed just 1 point. But Jeremy Perret went out racing to win, leading from start to finish, despite McCluggage's best efforts, earning Perret his 3rd World Championship crown. Jeremy Perret caps a stunning return year with a well-deserved 3rd World crown. McCluggage will have to be content with runner-up, while Thiago Sousa just scrapes in at 3rd despite missing out in China. Jennifer Menard is the world champion on her first ever full season in the UIM-ABP Tour. Estelle Perret world runner-up, Marta Sorrentino third. For the freestyle, Rock made it 4 Grand Prix wins out of 4 for 2014, defending his world title in impressive style, getting an incredible 99 out of 100 points. Nas Floriancic second, and Roberto Mariani world number 3. Rock Floriancic is literally unbeaten in all heats he's entered, grabbing his 2nd world title in a row with Nas world runner-up again, and Mariani world number 3. Runabout GP1, and Jeremy Perez needed to beat Pons to take his first ever world title. He led with pole until lap 4, when his title hopes were dashed with a breakdown. That gave Pons the lead, and he held Mohamed Alhedus off for the win, with Lars Ackerblom producing a superb race to come in 3rd, and then claim runner-up spot following a post-race penalty on Alhedus. That gave the World Championship to Teddy Pons, who won the 2009 World title in Luzhu as well. In Heat 2, Lars Ackerblom produced the race of his life, leading from start to finish to win the Grand Prix of China and finish world number 3 behind Pons and Perez. Great result for Andrei Wisniewski in 2nd, ahead of Francois Midori in 3rd, and Fracasso ending 4th. The king of runabout is Teddy Pons. What a year for him, beating the field, for his second world crown after a nail-biting season-long battle with a heartbroken Jeremy Perez. And Lars Åkerblom, exceptional in third place. He will be one of the favorites in 2015. That concludes a spectacular 2014. See you next year as the world's best riders return to battle it out in another action-packed UIM-ABP Aquabike Class Pro World Championship season.